I'm so fucking bored. Sense and Sensibility, released in 1995 and is directed by Ang Lee, who is also behind such films like The Ice Storm, Ride with the Devil, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Hulk, and Brokeback Mountain. And this film is starring Emma Thompson, Kate Winslet, Hugh Grant, and Alan Rickman. And the reason why we are covering Sense and Sensibility today is because it was a recommendation and a PayPal donation from two of my biggest contributors and supporters of this channel, Mr. and Mrs. Rusted Beetle. You two are the best. I can't thank you both enough. I say it every time that you make a donation and the reviews come out, but I will never stop saying it, just how much I appreciate you two contributing to this channel. If any of you want to be like Mr. and Mrs. Rusted Beetle and want help support me into building this channel into something bigger than what it's been in the last couple of years, you can make a PayPal donation by clicking on the donate button on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do. And if you have a movie that you really want me to review and you want to shout out for yourself, you can attach your movie with your donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and publish my review of it as quickly as I possibly can for you. So I do want to reiterate that Mr. and Mrs. Rusted Beetle, I appreciate your support here. I watched this movie, and it was a trudge. Sense and Sensibility is based on the Jane Austen novel of the same name. The Dashwood family is being ousted from their home because their father has passed away and left everything to his son. And his son's wife does not like the other Dashwood girl family, so now they only get £500 a year. So the Dashwood women are forced to relocate into a actually very nice looking cottage, and they spend the entire movie trying to find true love and a man to take care of them. Whether that man is the dashing and shy Hugh Grant, or the confident and very slick Alan Rickman. That is the best that I can come up with for what's happening in this movie. It's a bunch of women trying so desperately hard to get a man because that's what they need. They can't do anything for themselves. There's always a big disconnect for me whenever I watch these period dramas about characters, in particular women, in this situation where all they're trying to do is get a suitor or get a man and marry that man so that they're better off and they don't do anything for themselves. And I get that was the time. Again, this is a period piece, so I totally understand that. Does that mean I have to like it? No. I'm glad my wife watched this movie with me because she 100% agrees. I didn't know if it was just my warped male mind thinking that, but I'm like, can't these women just do anything for themselves? Why are they so focused on finding a man? Well, because that's what you had to do back then, unfortunately. But the basic feeling I get with this movie is just boredom. There is just so much talking and so much sitting around, drinking tea, doing crochet, talking about how much they are pining for someone, and no one's doing anything. Like, they're able to find this cottage in the countryside, and there's overgrown grass, and the garden is overgrown, and things need to be cleaned up, and they're only allowed to keep one handmaiden, one servant from their previous huge-ass mansion that they were forced out of. So it's like the handmaiden doing everything, and all 3, 4 of you are just sitting around talking about how much you want a man in your life? Could you put on some crappy clothes and go outside and do something? Like I said, my present day mindset, it's so difficult for it to connect with any of these characters from this time period. And I'm not saying this movie is terrible, I'm just saying it's not for me. If you are a fan of these period pieces, if you like a lot of talking and a lot of dialogue in a film, if you like this type of storytelling, if you like Jane Austen's writing, you will probably really enjoy this film. And the acting in this movie, I'm not degrading it at all. Actually, I'm not degrading anything that the artists are doing in this film. It's just this story, I don't care. Emma Thompson, Kate Winslet, there are two primary characters in this film, and they're going out. Emma Thompson's trying to get Hugh Grant, and Kate Winslet is trying to get the handsome guy who goes off to London out of nowhere, but Alan Rickman is like, well, I really like you, so I'll just stick around and help you with things, but not get anywhere. I'll just be put in the friend zone. I don't know, it's a lot of talking and backstabbing and back-talking and talking. And talking and talking and talking. This movie is a designer's dream, though. Costuming-wise, set decoration-wise, this thing is an absolute delight to look at. These gowns, these dresses are to die for. All the silverware and prop placement in this film, it's like an estate sailor's dream, I guess. For any of you people out there that just hop from estate sale to estate sale who's looking for all these small little knickknacks to make a buck, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And these sets, these big massive rooms and these mansions, and hell, even the smaller ones in this cottage, are all beautiful. It's just, again, I don't care about any of these people. Why can't you just do something for yourself? Oh, but Willoughby doesn't want to be with me. He's off to London. Oh, Edward Ferrars, he wants to be with me, but he went off to London too. Is London like the Las Vegas of the UK? Where all these guys run off to do like a little bachelor weekend and then they end up engaged or married to someone? Is that how it was, or is it still like that nowadays? But gosh, when you heard that line, like someone's going off to London, it just became a joke where it's like, yeah, well, we know what they're doing. They'll never come back. Except Hugh Grant, because he is the lovable one in this movie. We're introduced to Hugh Grant's Edward Ferrars in the beginning, and you can tell there's lovable chemistry between himself and Mrs. Dashwood, played by Emma Thompson. And you're like, oh my god, get together. And then Edward is called off to London, and we don't see him for like another 2 hours until he finally shows up. And he's like, oh yes, I'm engaged to be married. And here's a funny little story about that whole reuniting scene when he comes back and meets with Mrs. Dashwood. He walks in like an ashamed little puppy, like he knew he peed on the rug and the parents are calling him in. He's just like, and he walks in and you can barely understand him because he's whispering and he's so shy, but he's talking about how I wish it was different, but I am engaged. And during this time, I'm very bored, and I just want this to be over with, so I go and feed my cats, which takes a couple of minutes, because they have medicated food, so I gotta get it all prepared. And then I put the food down, and they start eating. I come back into the room, and it's another scene, and guess what? Hugh Grant in this scene enters the room very shyly, and he's very nervous, as if he peed on the rug somewhere and the parents were calling him in. There are 2 scenes in here, 2 different scenes that are basically the same one that happens. I am not joking. Again, I don't know if you could tell, but I found this film to be extremely boring. I'm not faulting anyone and any of the performances here. I get that these are good performances. The production design is amazing. It's just the story. I don't care. I want to reach through the screen and shake these people and say, oh my god, think for yourselves. And I get it was the time and women couldn't back then, but my god, I just wanted to do that. If you like these period dramas, if you like this time period, if you like Jane Austen's writing, you will probably enjoy this. And I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm just saying, in my opinion, with my likes and dislikes, I did not like this movie. I'm gonna give Sense and Sensibility 2 out of 5 Blu-rays. I've had better. Please, Mr. and Mrs. Rusted Beetle, don't hate me for saying that. But I tried. Alright, everyone, now because my favorite part of my video is where I pick which movie I'm gonna be watching next, and there's this little movie that's coming out on HBO Max this Friday called The Suicide Squad. So I was thinking, you know, it'd probably be the perfect time to actually review the original Suicide Squad, the Academy Award-winning and not controversial at all Suicide Squad. So we'll check that one out next time. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, you can make a PayPal donation on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do, just attach your movie recommendation with your donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, give you a shout out on the channel, and get my review of it published as quickly as I possibly can. So guys, if you've seen Sense and Sensibility, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you all the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of Suicide Squad. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.